I would have felt uncomfortable because why are you crying? First of all, do not cry in front of a big crowd. You're going to embarrass me and I'm going to be embarrassed for you, and then we're all going to be embarrassed. Just let's not do that. That's number one, because I would have, what are you crying for? That's what I would have been like afterwards. Don't do that.
You don't like Jelly Back Man, right?
Remember.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you can't even be crying in public like that. Cry behind closed doors when I'm not even there, That's not... I don't even want to see. I really don't want to see it.
Hold your hand and cry with you. No.
But what? I wouldn't even be crying. If I'm crying, it's out of anger.
I think
I'd do that.
If my man was crying to me and he was expressing his feelings for me, I think I'd end up crying with him.
No, I've had that. I'm not crying with you.
I wouldn't do it.
This one wouldn't. Look at her. She's cold-blooded.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I just can't. But like, we don't get a chance to cry as a mum. Like, I don't get a chance to cry and do all of that stuff. Like, put on your big boy boxes.
We're quite vocal though, innit? You know, like as females, we let everything out anyway. We know how to do that. Men don't know how to do it. So when they do,
it's hard, isn't it? It'll be deep. It will cut you deep. I'll feel touched.
Oh, shushu, never mind, Bobo.
Exactly, and I'll say that while I'm crying with him.
Never mind, Bobo, shushu, babe.
First and foremost, big up all them ladies on the podcast thing and that. Yeah, that was a good podcast. But it's like, it's mad. Why don't we have empathy for like men and their emotions and shit? Why is it that only women can express their emotions? I'm not a huge crier. I'm not the most tearful person, but I can be emotional. Of course, I'm a human being, right? And when something hits me, it hits me. And I couldn't think of anything worse than being in a relationship with a woman who has some kind of negative view about me having emotions or me expressing emotions. Like, what the fuck? What? Especially all the time. Like the sister said, they're bawling all the fucking time. Women are always crying. So for my woman to like not have that the room or the ability to like console me or even have the emotional intelligence to be like, rah, this thing is really bugging him and look, he's upset. Well, I don't care if it's in public, it's in private. If your man's upset, your man's upset. And what's embarrassing about crying? What is it? I know man that'll lick off your head with tears running down their eyes. Get me? Like, man will cry and done your whole dance, done your husband, done you and your partner's dance. So what is so embarrassing about crying? Like, are we not all born with tear ducts? What's embarrassing is your man lactating. What's embarrassing is your man doing his nails. Like, what's embarrassing is your man wearing weave. But your man doing a human biological function that other humans do, including you, is a bit nuts. And then I just think, rah, what, are you cold? Like, you just cold in your heart? Or someone raised you in a way where you feel like men can't express emotion? Because what's the other option? Because I hear a lot of women say men are emotionally unavailable, right? But then at the same time, a man can't cry. You don't want a jelly back man that is in touch or has the ability to tap into that side of him. And I feel like you're missing the true balance, the full balance of a real man, of a proper man. A proper man can shed a tear if he wants to. Should he have? Do you get me? And if he's shedding a tear, then you know it's something serious. Now, don't get me wrong. I know this Jonathan Majors guy that they're talking about, them Hollywood dons and that, they're a bit weird. So it's kind of a weird example. But I also know he's been through a lot, got his name dragged through the mud, accused of this, that, rare, exonerated, lost bare contracts, lost major film roles, So I don't know what he was battling about, but he's probably feels like he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders. Do you know what I mean? And I just want to say to the young men out there and the older guys out there, do you know what I mean? If you're with a partner that treats you funny or acts funny or moves funny when you express emotion, then that ain't the right person for you. You get me? Because it's come like the only emotion they want to see from a man is what? Anger and what? And happiness. Like, you got to have a round spectrum of emotions. And you got to have the confidence to be able to display them. I feel like it's a pussy old thing, like, to be so scared to let your emotions... Like, what's that? And man... They say, oh, don't show your emotions because people take them for weakness. In certain contexts, I can understand that. But in a relationship, you not being able to show your full spectrum of emotions to your partner is a crippling thing. And you feeling like you have to hold it back. Bro, it's deep. Because when daddy cries, you know it's peak. Yeah, when dad cries, you know it's peak, because we don't just cry for any old thing. So when you see the man them crying, you know it's something that's hurt him. And it might not be something that affects you or something you care about, but it's something that hurts him. Anyway, I say that to say this. What do you lot think about men crying? Ladies, what do you feel about your partner crying in public and in private? How do you feel about it? Man, then what do you think about it? Do you think that these sisters was right? Do you think they were cold? One of the sisters was like, yo, if my man's crying, I might hold my man's hand. Sometimes you might have to say to your man, you know what? Come on, babes. You got this. Don't watch that. Dry his tears. Get me? Dry his tears. Don't watch this, babe. You got this. Breathe. Let's get over this and let's find solutions. Bring solutions to the table. And sometimes it might be like, right, I'm feeling your pain. And to see my partner in pain is causing me pain. And you might have a little moment with him. And that should, like, bring you a closer bond because you're connected in more than just bravado or the society's expectation of masculinity and all this shit. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But anyway, give me your 2 pence. And yeah, big up yourself. Shayla!